Ladies and gentlemen, let us be clear about one thing. The crisis in Iraq was created by Nuri al-Maliki and his sponsors in Iran. They laid the groundwork for ISIS. The only way to solve the crisis is to expel the Iranian regime and all its cohorts and its affiliated militias from Iraqi territory. Then we must reintegrate the Sunnis into the political process by bringing back prominent people who were expelled by Maliki, like Dr. Tariq al-Hashemi. And finally, we need to reawaken the Sunni tribes, and that means rearming them, training them, and getting their help to drive ISIS out of Iraq. Let me ask the United Nations, the UN, a few questions about Camp Liberty. Why do they call Camp Liberty a temporary transit location when the refugees inside Camp Liberty, who are prisoners there, have been held in that camp for almost 4 years? How can that be called a temporary transit location? Why do the UN refuse to call it a refugee camp? Why? Why has there been no inquiries into the massacres of these innocent unarmed civilians that took place in Camp Ashraf and Camp Liberty? Why? And why have they allowed the medical siege to continue at this refugee camp unchallenged for years? Why? The UN must give us answers. They are the heroes. I call on the US, the UN and the EU to protect these people, not to betray them. As my good friend Alejo Vidal Quadras just said, I have written a book entitled Self-Sacrifice, Life with the Iranian Mujahideen, in which I identify the guilty and name and shame those who have betrayed the residents of Ashraf and Liberty. It's my personal testimony. It is my tribute. It's my tribute to the PMI over the many decades and to the tens of thousands who have sacrificed their lives so that future generations in Iran can enjoy freedom from tyranny. I have dedicated my book to Mrs. Maryam Rajavi and to peace and freedom for the Iranian people. Long live Mrs. Rajavi, long live the PMOI!